If you're looking for a holiday in the sun mixed with a unique history and culture, then you might consider going to Cuba. The Caribbean's largest island is in vogue with tourists. Some 3.5 million foreigners visited the country in 2015, and even more are expected this year. Daniel Castellanos is a taxi driver and has met many tourists in his 20 years on the streets of the Cuban capital. The tourists tell me they like Cuba a lot because of our family-based spirit, because of our happiness and helpfulness, he says, and because it's a safe country, he adds. Danielle drops us off at the epic Havana Libra Hotel, where the annual tourism fair Fit Cuba kicks off. After Air China launched flights into Cuba last December, the country hopes to attract more tourists from the Far East. Chinese tourism keeps on growing every year, and the fact that we have Air China flights now will help in this way. What we still need to do, though, is consolidate the commercialization. Fit Cuba is the country's main tourism event, and it takes place in a relaxed, sometimes even party-like atmosphere at the site of the historic Morro Castle overlooking Havana. Special attention was placed on culture and lifestyle, salsa, joy for life, and even colorful fashion shows are only a few of the things being celebrated. Antoine Elzière and Pierre Boudot-Lamotte were two of the French experts on Cuba present at FIT. They've launched their own magazine dedicated to the diverse pleasures the island has to offer.
When you're in Cuba, you feel like you're in a film. It's like being on a set. Cuba is absolutely magnificent in regard to its architecture, which is splendid. The Cubans are great and very warm people, and there's music everywhere. And there's an absolutely fantastic sea.
Il y a également une mer absolument fantastique.
With more and more European charter companies flying to resort towns such as Varadero, new hotels are being built to cope with the influx.
Every month we have between 20 and 23,000 tourists, and that's a pretty high number.
Cuba is clearly banking on tourism to boost its coffers, with more than 100 hotel investment projects on the way. Some fear, though, that this could put its authenticity at risk.
The question one has to ask today is the current enthusiasm about Cuba the result of concerns about its development as it opens up to its big American neighbour, and whether that risks changing its essential qualities and values?
For now, US citizens can only travel in groups for cultural aims to Cuba, but with more than 100 commercial flights due to take off later this year, they're expecting more tourists. We believe that all this will change soon and that US citizens will be allowed to come here to get to know Cuba and all that. We think that in the coming years, if not in the next few months, the door for US tourists will be more open than now. As Daniel prepares his car for that day, there are signs of a new era already in Cuba. Just look at the bar where Ernest Hemingway once used to have his drinks. Those who want to see Cuba the way it was might have to get in now.